Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to talk about the importance of relationships, right? And I think in modern society, friendships, relationships, human contact in general is not really valued, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why future generations, starting from the millennials to Gen Z now, and then probably going to happen with Gen Alpha are becoming poorer and poorer and poorer compared to the previous generations. And one of the biggest reasons why I think that we are becoming poor, even though we could say that those generations got screwed, and I'm part of those generations. One of the reasons that we're becoming poor is because we don't put any emphasis on building relationships and communities with other people. See, what people don't understand is that a human being, in order to get money, you have to make sales. In order to make sales, you have to serve essentially another human being. There is another human being behind every transaction that you make when you're generating revenue, right? And the easiest way for money to come to you is to build communities so that money is cycled through your community, right? Now, what do we get brainwashed by society to do? And this is what I was brainwashed as a young kid. I was severely criticized as a young kid that because I did not want to be the smartest or get good grades or even go to school, that there was something absolutely wrong with me. That was my socialization for K to 12 and a little bit of college. And I think what happened to me, and I think this happens to a lot of people, is that essentially hard work plus poor philosophy equals poverty, right? And so I think that's why for the majority of my adult life, I was poor, even though I grew up in a semi-rich area. My father wasn't rich, but I certainly had rich friends and we lived in a semi-nice area. Now, one of the reasons why I think that maybe I'm a little bit more blessed with money than I was in earlier stages of my adult life is because I value relationships more than knowledge. And sometimes I brainwash myself so much that I totally forget how the rest of society operates, right? It's like, if you eat a healthy diet and you brainwash yourself to do that, it almost becomes foreign to like eat at a fast food restaurant. But what's the reality? Everybody's eating at fast food restaurants. You know, I see a new Whataburger right next to the Sprouts Farmers Market in Buford, Georgia, if you've never been there. And I see like 20 cars. I've never seen lines that long. Like 20 cars. It's even longer than In-N-Out in California in the drive-through. And I think they got double lanes too. And I was like, whoa, like what's happening here? And I totally forget sometimes because I brainwash myself that this is what the rest of the world is like. Now, what's my point? My point is, even though I brainwashed myself to understand to undo my childhood, uh, uh, let's say bad beliefs that did not serve me, I have to come to the realization that other people are still have those same beliefs, which is that knowledge is more important than relationships. Or I'm sorry, yeah, that's right. So knowledge is more important than relationships when it should be that relationships are more important than knowledge. Now, let me ask you all a question. If you want to be the best car salesman in the world, you want to be the richest car salesman, which is better? Should you be knowledgeable about cars? Is the person who has so much knowledge about cars the best car salesman? Or is it the person who sends many happy birthday cards, so let me just correct that spelling, to prospects and previous customers? Which one is more important? Now, funny thing is, I did a poll on this on another YouTube channel that I have, and I think like more than 90% of the people answered A, that you be knowledgeable about cars. But what I did is that I knew that this is how most people think, and I brainwashed myself to understand that it's B is more important because You learn from other people's experience. Sometimes people will have other people more knowledgeable than you, will have more experience in certain things, and you can gain experience from their knowledge. So how did I know that B was the correct answer rather than A? Now, society tells us that A is the most important thing if you're going to do what you're going to do. I meet plenty of people who are younger than me who study hard, even pull all-nighters just to get straight A's. And as I said before, poverty equals hard work plus bad philosophy. And that's why generations that are younger and younger are becoming poorer and poorer than their previous predecessors. That's why there's no end of TikTok videos of people crying about inflation, how they're not making it, right? You know, you could say that the system is screwing us, but at the same time, we're not making it because of bad philosophy as well, right? So the way that I learned this is because I was trying to get into sales myself a long time ago, and I failed, and I read a book. I read a book by the best salesman in the world, according to the Guinness World Records. And basically, this guy named Joe Girard became the top selling salesman. So there's car sales in Detroit using cards, no cards, right? So became the top selling salesman in the world using no cards. Secret weapon, greeting cards. 12 times achieved the top vehicle sales in the world. In his best year, he sold more than 1,000 units. So about almost 1,500 units, all retail, right? So employing 2 assistants out of his pocket, Joe sent out nearly 13,000 greeting cards a month to his customers, celebrating everything from Halloween to Groundhog Day, according to the Detroit News. Every year, he commissioned an artist to draw up 12 cards and send them out. That's all he did. He would send out 1 card every month. Each card had a message, said, I like you. So on Valentine's Day, major holidays, anniversaries, birthdays, Joe's clients received a card. It said that with Joe's card coming every month, his clients consider him a part of the family, right? This is really important for you to know because this is the exact opposite of how I was raised. I was raised to believe I have no worth because I'm not knowledgeable, right? And that sent me into a poverty spiral, which is why I was poor for a good, the early part of my adult life. But really, what brings wealth? It's building relationships. It's sending those happy birthday cards. Like I said before, in order to get that money, there has to be a person willing to give it to you. And if you build those relationships and you make people, you bring value to people and make them feel good about whatever it is you're selling and purchasing it, you will be wealthy, right? Relationships are so much more valuable. A person who knows how to build relationships, and that's essentially what a broker is, right? A broker is a person who brings together people for the sake of some sort of purpose, right? To achieve some sort of a goal. That's what a broker is, and that's why even though brokers don't really essentially do the work, they bring together people, right? And that's why they make so much money because they're the ones who build relationships. You have to build relationships with other people as a leader, as a business person, as just a regular member of society. How many people do you know out there who just don't stay in their room all day and just don't talk to their neighbors, their friends, people they knew in high school? Where are they? Right. And I think that's why as a society we're becoming poorer as a whole. And I'm trying to say, like, hey, if you want to be rich, right, you're not going to be the smartest person. What you're going to do is build relationships. It's great to be smart, but you need to build relationships. You need to. All right. So this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. If you're interested in joining our group, go ahead and click the Google form link below, or you can email us and find out our email address on the About section of our YouTube page. All right. Have a great day, and we will speak next time.